Okay, I'm guessing you saw the title of this video. And yes, I quit football. But more specifically, I quit trying to be a professional footballer and I basically quit my road to pro. And this video is not to discourage anybody. It's not to discourage anyone. I'm not telling you to give up. In fact, you have to continue. You should continue. If you're watching this, you should continue. I just want to share my story. I want to share my experience. And this is something that I decided months back, but I've kept it to myself. And yeah. So I've played football since I was a little kid. I've played football since I was like what, 8, 9. And I fell in love with the sport at an early age. Basically played football every day. And yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. I played football throughout my early ages of 9, 10, all the way to my teenage years and then in my high school years. I'm currently in varsity and I do not play for a varsity team though. And so in that time when I was playing football at an early age, I just really fell in love with the sport. Throughout high school, I played in the high school team, was vice captain in the high school team. I was a very important player basically in my team when in high school. I was one of the star players. I was vice captain and yeah, it was amazing. I really enjoyed playing the sport and football is amazing. That's all I can say. So, why did I quit? That's a good question. You know, for these past couple of years, mainly these past 2 years, I've had a lot of time to think. I've had a lot of time to work hard, and I began my road to pro like when I was a kid, basically, because I wanted to be a professional football player from when I was a kid. You know, when I finished high school, I feel like I just started to work even harder. I started to work even harder. I was putting in the hours day after day, just trying to trying to keep the discipline. But also that time when I was in that time when I was working hard and staying consistent, being disciplined, I had a lot of alone time. A lot of alone time to think, a lot of alone time to start to fall in love with other things, other than football. And I started getting closer to God and over these years, I started getting closer to God. I started to know God, basically to know God on a deeper personal level because I never really had that relationship with God. I always heard about God from a young age, but I think more than ever now it's like I have a relationship with Him, an actual relationship with Him. And I gave my life to Jesus like last year. I gave my life to Jesus last year, and that was like really the stepping stone decision to how my life is starting to shape up right now. And having a closer relationship with God is like it made me realize so much about myself. Um, I've started to fall in love with other things, started to discover other things, more things that I loved that God put in me. And yeah. And on a deeper level, really, God made me realize that I was, at some point in my life, I was like idolizing the sport. God made me realize that at some point in my life I was idolizing the sport and There was a time in my life that maybe I even loved football more than God. I know it's crazy, but when I came to know God, I really just started to dissect those emotions, those feelings, those thoughts, and it really just took me closer to me thinking about, wow, like it just made me think that I shouldn't be idolizing the sport. And okay, cool. I continued playing football after, getting closer to God. And I was like, God, I won't put football above you, but I'm going to put you above football, above everything else. And I was like, I'm going to give glory to you wherever I go, whether I'm on the pitch or anywhere. So I continued playing football, continued praying, continued working hard, every single day. And yeah, it was great. It was amazing. But um, I wasn't sure, to be honest, if God wanted me to do this, to continuously chase this dream of wanting to be a pro football player. So, but I continued working hard, praying and all that. But it got to the point where I couldn't ignore what God was trying to tell me, you know. I couldn't ignore the other things that I started to fall in love with. And I'm not saying that I don't love football anymore, but sorry about that. Sorry about that. I'm not saying that I don't love football anymore, but it's like, you know, I just feel like there's so much more that I can do outside of football. And I took this decision months back, as I've already said. And yeah, it's been amazing. And you can see more of my journey on my TikTok. I've grown an audience there on TikTok on my basically road to pro and working hard basically. So, what can you expect from the future? Um, from the future, honestly, I just want to continue making football content. Yeah, I still want to make football content, but I'm also working on other things as well, on the side, just really trying to find all the other areas that I'm good at. I'm still making football content, but I don't put that above God, of course. I put God above everything now. Yeah, I still make football content, and this channel is still going to be a football channel, and um I'm still going to try experimenting different things. As you know, in the past now, I mean, recently I've been doing the football transfers and analyzing things. I'm still gonna do that, you know, and I appreciate everybody that's been with me on this journey, especially on my TikTok and here on the YouTube that I'm working on right now. And yeah, thank you so much, man. This is basically it. Thank you if you watched. Remember, this video is not discouraging. It's not to discourage anybody. It is not to tell you to give up. I think it's good that you continue to work hard, but I'm just, sharing my story, and I think what you can take away from this video is always try to put God above everything that you do. Always try to put God above football. Don't put football above God. Don't do that. But put God above football and everything else that you do. Hopefully you can take that away from this video. And yeah, man, that's basically it. Thank you so much if you watched till the end. Bye bye.